Okay, so in the class, I had brought some extra pieces of cardstock that I had on hand, and so if I wanted to use a another piece to make it pop, make something pop, I could use something like this to. So here, let me just cut the edges here. And that's another thing, you might want to trim it up a little bit, your sentiment. Then center it on a piece of back cardstock. Any scrap you have around the house might do. You can also use maybe some of the scrap paper you'll have left over from doing your envelopes, cutting out your envelopes. So I'm just going to stick this on. You know, okay, like that, like so. And then I'll just cut it out. Maybe trim this up a little bit, the back cardstock. Just make the little sentiment pop. So I could put it there. I could put it there. I think I like it better put there. Okay. Instead of over. Well, maybe that doesn't. That looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And then I'll just put it over, center it somewhere over my card. Okay, and then I've got everything in here, and it needs now go into an envelope. So let's see here. I have some. I think I have some balloon paper here. If I do, okay, let me get my template out. Do I also have a? Where did I put my template in? Oh, here. Okay. And I've decided that I want these big balloons on the outside. So I'll just cut these out. Put my paper clips up. Okay. Every once in a while when I'm cutting out envelopes, I will print a new one, a new template, because, you know, after a while I start trimming away at the original, and it's maybe not the same shape that I first started with. There are other people that use acrylics or laminated templates. Whatever works best for you. Then I'll leave these on there, the paper clips, while I'm doing the folding. So it's easier with the scoreboard, don't get me wrong, but I'm just trying to show you how we did it in the class. Sometimes a paper clip can get in your way, so feel free to take it off if it does. I don't cut the bottom or the tops until after I do the dry fed. Okay, so now I'll take the paper clips off. Okay. Oh, and I need to okay, I can tell right off the bat that this is too much. It's going to pinch the paper. So I'm going to cut off a piece, and it fits better at that point. Also, this is a little bit snug right there. So I'm going to, you can kind of see where the fold is, where it meets, where it might be a little bit pinching. I'm going to cut it right there to the line, and then coming down and clip it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so there it fits. Let me just use my bone folder to get that part off. Okay, now I'm going to see if my card fits in here. And it does. And there's plenty of room actually. So if I want to throw a few bucks in there for my birthday recipient, that would be great. And of course there's room. It's light enough I can just write it right here. If it wasn't light enough though, I have I could use, you know, the back of some cardstock and, you know, just glue it on there. Okay, now I'm going to glue up the envelope. When I glue the envelopes, I put the glue on this side as opposed to this side, because you don't know where this part is going to, the wings will always be where they are, but this part that goes over the wings will be somewhere between here and here. You're not going to know until you get it glued down where it's going to show up. So, got that glued in. If you want to use glue stick, that's fine too. Everybody was recommending glue stick. I was like, oh, I want to make sure my card sticks together and makes it through the mill. And then, okay, so this part is done. I don't normally put my cards in right away. One, because I want to see what the card is. And so I make sure that, you know, I didn't glue over anything along the edge. So I use another piece of paper to make sure I can get in there with no problem. Then while it's drying up or setting up, I will put a paper clip, but I would not use your extra 4 unless you had no choice. If you have extra paper clips, I would have, and I put them to the side, and then I'll do the next one. And see how when I cut this out, there was a little white on the edge right here. You can ink it if you have an ink pad and a stamp of some kind, or a brush, or a little makeup sponge. But I just prefer to kind of cut the edges off of my card so that little white pieces doesn't show up. Sometimes when you're cutting them in mass quantities, you might skip an edge or two. And it doesn't matter if you cut off a little bit around the edges, because there's plenty of space around the subject matter. Okay, so this is the Get Well card. So that was on the black. Yep, I like it right there. So I'm going to glue it right along the edges. Okay. And then I put the little note. Let's see, where is that? Here it is. On the card. And I'll get that right there, I think. So I'll just put it right there. Depending on the direction of your card image, you might put together a horizontal card or a or one like this. And you can also decorate the inside of it too with some stamps or some clip art or even a little drawing or something. I will put in the handmade by on the back. And then before I'm getting ready to send it off, I will sign maybe and even date it. Just depends on what I feel like. You know, it's either handmade by Teresa or handmade by Grandma or handmade by Susie or whoever's putting their card together. And so this is the Get Well card, so I decided I am going to use something very festive. And so I have my choices of the Subduedness or the, and I do like this with subdued image. I really like this actually. But I'm going to use this on the outside. So let me get my card template. And hurry up and cut out my templates, and maybe I should do them all at the same time. But you know, sometimes you don't know. You want to keep paper unless you know you're going to use it for a card. But you might need to use it for something else. So I don't want to I myself, you know, have lots of friends and family members who come by my house and pick up my envelopes. Okay. Yeah, you know, you can't buy envelopes in a store like this that are made out of, I make my cards or my envelopes out of 65-pound cardstock. And of course I have you know, thousands of papers that I use to make my envelopes that I've created over the years, and so every envelope is a work of art, really. You know, it's an original because it's got both the inside and the outside. Here, hold on a second. Let me see. My hand might be done in the oven. Hold on a second. Let's see. I'm going to stop recording.